Gabbie Hanna returned to YouTube recently, and she's done a complete rebrand. And I'm not talking about just rebranding her main channel and focusing on music. I'm talking about rebranding every channel she's ever had and expanding into things like ASMR, mukbangs, and even podcasts with reality TV stars. Keep in mind, this is the girl that claimed to hate social media and wanted to do everything in her power to only use the internet for her music. It's a mess, so let's get into it. For the past few years, Gabbie Hanna has managed to get herself into a never-ending cycle of drama. Last year, Gabbie decided to release a 12-part docuseries on all the people who have ever wronged her. The series was supposed to be Gabbie addressing every scandal that she's ever been in and somehow clearing her name and putting her side out there. After the series, she wanted to quit YouTube and focus solely on her music career. Gabbie did the series in the first place because she felt like if anyone Googled her name during her music career, a bunch of false and untrue stories would pop up, and to save herself from constantly having to explain her side, she just wanted everything on her channel in neatly organized chapters. But that didn't really go to plan. As Gabbie put her side out, everyone that she was talking about came forward and responded. So many influencers responded to Gabbie's series, and it just turned into a never-ending drama. A lot of people were just finding it kind of hard to believe that Gabbie was somehow a victim in every single situation, and every single influencer had wronged her. Gabbie never ended up finishing the series, and instead she deleted all her videos, including the very series that was supposed to clear her name. The only videos Gabbie left up were her music videos, and it was clear she wanted to be known as a musician and not a YouTuber. Gabbie just wanted to focus on creating her music and her art, and she only wanted to use social media as an outlet to post her art on. This is where I think Gabbie struggled. Switching your entire content when you built an audience off of a different type of content is very tricky. Gabbie got famous from her funny vines, her exaggerated story times, and honestly, her personality. Gabbie obviously has a lot of talent, and she's good at what she did, and that's why she reached 5 million subscribers. As Gabbie ventured into other avenues like poetry and music, a lot of her subscribers supported her on that journey, and all her projects did really well. A lot of Gabbie's earlier music videos have like 8, 9, 10, 11 million views. Somewhere along the way, something changed, and now her music videos aren't even pulling half those numbers. Personally, I think what went wrong is a combination of drama and people not really wanting to support her music anymore, but also her shift in content. She stopped posting the story times, and eventually she stopped posting completely. She's not driving the same audience that she once was and then siphoning the audience over to her music. Even though she's not getting those massive numbers anymore, she still has a huge head start compared to most artists. She's able to not post any YouTube videos and still get a few 100,000 views on a music video. But according to Gabbie, that may not be good enough. She returned to social media with a video titled Episode 1, Save the World or Die Trying. Gabbie starts off the video by talking about her use of social media. Gabbie feels like she's not as fun to be around when she's trying to create content. She feels like in this era of TikTok, there really is no other option but to be on social media. She made a note on the screen that said, options. Be active on social media or be active on social media. She said she was put on this earth to create her art, and the only way she can be happy is by doing her music. She realizes that a lot of people are just gonna say, go get a job and get off social media, but she's on a search for her own personal happiness. She came to the realization that if she wants to create and do music, then she needs to be on social media. Gabbie came up with two options. Does she push herself into the thing that makes her more unhappy than anything else on this planet in order to do the thing that she loves the absolute most? Or does she let go of the thing that she wants to do the absolute most and live with more peace and solitude? She realized that number 2 isn't really an option for her, and she needs to come back to the internet, but she also can't come back to the internet. Gabbie said her ultimate goal is to be able to sustain her music career without having to use the internet. She wants to only use social media to promote her albums and tours and be able to find a large enough audience where she can do that.
This is why I was put on this earth. I need to use this thing that I feel that I can like create and hopefully reach people. And if I can do that, then I can actually have like some type of real influence, you know? And my own personal happiness would be to be able to create all day and support myself. So in order to do that, like, you have to use social media. I just want to be successful enough in my music career that I can sustain it without pushing it so much on social media. Like, I want enough people to really just give a and like pay attention because they love it and they support it. And I think once I find those people and I can get to that point and I can just like only use social media to post my music, like that is the level of success that I want in my life. That's my goal, where I'm just like, I feel good about this.
Gabbie goes on to say over and over again how much she hates her relationship with social media and how it affects her life. Well, I can see where Gabbie is coming from. I also think her rant comes across very entitled. There are so many amazing musicians out there that have so much talent, and they work every single day trying to build that social media following just to have their talent recognized. These are people who are working side jobs that they probably hate, then go home, stay up all night creating and doing what they love. The fact that Gabbie already has the platform and is able to put out a TikTok of her singing in her room and get over 70,000 views is something most people could only dream of. There's aspiring musicians out there who work multiple side jobs just to afford to pay for their equipment. Yet Gabbie is blessed with this platform at her fingertips where she can create a 20-minute storytime video and make enough money to fund these expensive music videos that she does. I think everyone in the world would love to sit at home and do the thing they love and magically get paid for it, but that's not always realistic. So it looks like Gabbie ultimately made the decision to return to social media because she rebranded all of her channels. She rebranded one of her old channels and named it I Talk Too Much, and it's going to be a channel for real-time ASMR, uncut mukbangs, uncut skincare and makeup routines, uncut painting videos, white noise and room noise, maybe some meditation stuff. She posted 2 videos on there so far, one being real-time ASMR skincare Get Ready With Me, and the other being real-time makeup Get Ready With Me ASMR heart rate monitor. Her other new channel is called Look Design Co, and she links to an Instagram page for what looks like maybe her new business. I think she's planning on selling some of her artwork there. Gabbie is always showing off her different kinds of artwork on her TikTok, and people are always asking her if they can buy prints. So I have a feeling that's what that's gonna be. Finally, we need to talk about Gabbie's podcast with Farrah Abraham. Gabbie posted a video with Farrah over a month ago announcing their new podcast together. It was supposed to be a podcast about mental health, true crime, and in Farrah's words, their successness.
Your successness.
The podcast was immediately hit with tons of backlash, and people just felt like these two weren't in any position to be handing out mental health advice. Anyway, the podcast was so short-lived that the first episode never even happened. They were supposed to post on the second Tuesday of February, but that came and went and nothing happened. Both Farrah or Gabbie never addressed what happened, so people are just assuming it's canceled. Shortly after they announced the podcast, Farrah got arrested and she talked to TMZ and said she was moving away because she was traumatized over her arrest. So I think it's safe to say that podcast won't be happening anytime soon. But don't worry, Gabbie ended up starting her own podcast called The Show Must Go On. She's already on episode 3, but I don't know if I would exactly call it a podcast. It's just Gabbie recording herself on FaceTime and kind of talking to herself. When I think of a podcast, I think of what Gabbie used to do. To me, that's what a podcast would be. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about everything down below, and I'll see you next time.